Hello everyone, it's Wizaldo or Wesley here, and today I'm actually going to be doing a video different from my other ones. I'm going to be playing Robin. This isn't at all for my Road to National series. This is purely so that I can show off this deck that I think is really fun to play. I've been playing Robin since she released. It's one of my favorite decks, similar to Yamato, just because they have Banish baked into her leader card, where Yamato has double attack. I think it's pretty strong. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. I'll run into the deck list real quick. I run 3 Usohachi 2Ks. Usohachi is like the best 2K in purple, so I'm running it. 3 Miss All Sunday. I'll touch on some of the more interesting parts of the deck after I go through the deck list, but this is part of it. 3 Sol for card draw. 3 Kaido Linlin. 4 Nico Olivia. 4 Charlotte Brule. 4 Kikinojo. 4 Frankie. 4 Hawkins, 4 Luffy, 2 Nico Robin, 4 of the Kuma, 4 Gum Giant, and 4 Darashi. So the searchers for the deck are going to be your Darashi. It does feel really rough when you go second because your searcher is the Darashi, which means you're going to be wasting kind of a good amount of time. I do think that the one-cost searcher is decent, but because there's so many mid-range cards that you'd play on your second turn, like a Brule or a Hawkins, running the one cost doesn't feel amazing. I have experimented with a list that does run it, and you can see that I do say that this is maybe the deck list. I have been changing it over and over again. But yeah, so the Searcher's Darashi, I only run 2 Nico Robin just because I don't think it's a great card. Once your opponent's at 3 life or 2 life, it just gets turned off and it's something you feed to your Kuma or Gum Giant, or you just use it for counter. So that's the reason I only run 2. Miss All Sunday is an incredibly powerful card when combined with your leader effect, your when attacking leader effect. It says you may trash one card with a trigger from your hand and add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as rested. So starting your second turn, you can start ramping. So say turn 2, you ramp to 4 if you go first. You'll go to 6 and you'll be able to play a Miss All Sunday and then ramp again with the Miss All Sunday and then ramp with your leader, which puts you at 8, meaning the next turn you play, you're going to be at 10 Don, which means you can play this Kaido Linlin, or you can play out multiple of your smaller bodies, stuff like that. The Sols for card draw, like I said, the Kaido Linlin is a combo I see a lot of people use. I think I would cut this down to 2, and I might do that at the end of the decklist intro, where you KO your Kikinojo and your Basil Hawkins, and you heal a bunch of life, and then deal a bunch of damage to your opponent, and then you have the Kaido Linlin swing. It says Don -10 when attacking, KO all other characters. So you KO your own board, which triggers these on-KO effects, and then put up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life pile, and trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life pile. So it deals a damage, heals you 1, and then is still a 12k swing. So say you have a Kikinojo out and a Hawkins out. You're going to end up trashing 2 life cards from the opponent and healing 2 life cards while also swinging 12 at life. It's a really strong way to finish the game, but it's not really all that reliable. Your opponent can just remove it if they want. So I think for that reason, I will drop it down to 2. I'll show what I fill it in with after this. And yeah, other than that, there's not really a whole lot of interesting stuff. You kind of just want to control your opponent's board by swinging into characters and use your leader to swing into their life. They're typically going to counter because they want to get that life card, whether it's a trigger or it's just another card in hand. So swinging into your opponent's characters near guarantees that they take the character because they know you're going to swing into their life with Banish. And that's the general game plan. I'll update the list. I'm going to add that searcher in. It is a 2k counter, so I'll search up counter 2000. I think I'm going to put in 2 of it and then drop down the Frankie to a 3 of. But this puts the deck at that's 6, 12, 2k counters. It is a very counter heavy deck, but that is because you run 6, 8, 12 non-counter cards. Which is pretty heavy, all things considered. But Gum Giant and Kuma do help offset that by letting you pitch the kind of crappy cards if you get them. And yeah, I'll hop into a game now, and we'll be able to see how the deck performs. Alright, we're into a UP Luffy. This is a pretty scary matchup. He's going second though, which is really good for me. I have a Darashi in hand and a few things that I can use for leader effects, so I'm going to keep this. I just pass first turn unless I see that searcher, I think. I am going to probably Darashi and then swing into the opponent for 5 just to get the leader effect. This is a rough matchup because you don't get to put the pressure on as early with the banish. I see a Missile Sunday. I definitely Darashi, grab a Basil Hawkins and a Frankie. I know I'm sending one Kaido and Lindland down to the bottom, so I only have one more if I want to do that combo that I was talking about. And then I will swing and pitch a... I think for now I will pitch a Luffy to gain 1 rested on. My goal is to ramp really fast. Next turn I'll probably play the Missile Sunday and swing 6 at life. I am going to 2k here. I want to keep my life fairly high in the mid game where we're at now, and falling down below 4 when I can easily 2k just because I have so many in the deck feels rough. So one of the strengths of Missile Sunday is that she does draw you a card, so it's a hand neutral card that ramps you a card and gives you a body. Really good in my opinion. And so now I'm at 7, and check this out, I can swing 6, pitch this Kikinojo, and I'll go to 10 Don next turn. It'll be my 4th turn and I'll be at 10 Don, which is pretty strong. My opponent, who is a ramping deck, is at 7 Don while I'm at 8. So I am even ahead of this ramping deck. They probably will try and go to 8 Don this turn. Yeah, God Thread it, go to 8. But I am keeping pace with the UP Luffy, who went 2nd, which I think is pretty awesome, all things considered. I think I do start taking here. This would be nice to play, and I don't have a 3 cost that really does anything. So I think I'll probably Nico Robin next turn and then play something along with it. Maybe I just swing and leave a Don up to counter. I think I get an event out of him this turn. I actually have never played this deck into a UP Luffy. There was a time where I took a break from Robin while I was focusing on improving enough with some of the more meta decks because Robin was in a really weak state. I think the Sol adds in a lot of card draw that Robin really needs. Drawing 2 cards off of a effect that's super easy to get with Robin is really nice. Say you're at 6 Don and you have a Sol in hand, you can still trigger the effect. The effect says if you have 7 or more Don cards, draw 2 cards, which doesn't work if you're only at 6 Don, but you can still swing with leader and go to 7, which is I think one of the amazing strengths of the deck. Alright, we're probably going to get Sanji'd this turn. This is where I want to really swing the state of the game. He's going to be swinging big bodies into me, and I probably want to be healing and defending using Gum Gum Giants, so I think if I can counter this turn, I probably do. And unless I draw something great off of the top of my deck, I probably Sol to get more cards in hand as well. So I definitely 2k here. The opponent is at more cards than me in hand. I don't want to 2k here. I will 100% use this Missile Sunday. I go down to 9, which means next turn if I do Gum Gum Giant, I'll stay at 9. But I do get an extra body on board, which feels really nice. So I didn't end up having to Gum Gum Giant, which is awesome. And I did get that body. I think I just swing this into the Mr. 2. It'll be a pain if I leave it on board. I draw a ton of 2Ks. I'm at 2 life. I don't think he's going to play any 4 cost characters, so this can probably just be used. The Luffy that I'm hovering over can probably just be used for counter. Okay, and I got a blocker. I think I want to start just swinging 6 into him, and I want to keep my defenses up. I don't have a Kuma in hand or anything, so I'll deploy the... Or if I deploy the blocker, I can't Gum Gum Giant. So I think I swing 7s into him. That way he has to dump his 2Ks or 2 1Ks. Yeah. And he's using Uso Hachis, and that's the best counter card that he has. So I can probably assume that he doesn't have a ton of 2Ks in hand. We'll probably try and search one this coming turn. I think one of the big weaknesses of this deck can actually be how many cards it can draw. I played against a Star Vanel deck, and I ended up decking out. I had 10 life at one point, and just that amount of card draw, because I was playing the Sols, and then I'd get him back out of life because he'd bounce him into life, and then I'd play the Sols again, and then I'd Gum Gum Giant to stay alive. Really depleted my deck quickly, So into certain matchups, I think the amount of card draw can be a weakness. So he doesn't search a 2K, which tells me that he either still has a decent amount of counter in hand, or that I really want to start swinging at his face and threatening lethal with smaller swings, the 7K swings, because then he won't be inclined to leader effect, or to Gum Gum Giant or 3K counter event. So I can get out of this with 2Ks or Gum Gum Giant. I think I Gum Gum Giant here and pitch the Luffy. I think I probably have to end up taking the hit from something. Probably the Sanji, yeah. This is one of those times where I already have one in hand, so I'm definitely going to use that. And I will pitch that Luffy again. I replenish 2Ks into my hand, which feels nice. Now, do I Sol here to search for more, or I could Dare She? I think I really want to clear his board, so I don't want to play anything too expensive. I'll definitely start with this Brulee. And then I will put 2 on Sol and swing at the Luffy. I think threatening his board here is a really good play. Just because I only have 1 life. I have a ton of counter, but I don't think it's going to be nearly enough. Probably swing 6 and 6 at his life. I'd probably die after this, though. What did he pick up last turn? I think I should have double checked that. Did he grab the Luffy and nothing else? Oh yeah, this Luffy was played last turn. Okay. He definitely has counter events in hand, so I'll just swing at him. I gotta really hope I can draw into a Gum Gum Giant here if I want to survive. I don't think I have enough Don up to, or counter in hand to get out of some of these really big swings. I have a blocker, but he might have an Usohachi still, so we'll see. So he does have to drop a 2K there, so I know he probably doesn't have any 1Ks, or the 1Ks he has in hand are really good and worth hanging on to. Okay, he picked up an Usohachi, so he's probably going to go for game. He has an Usohachi in hand, so I think I block this one, because he might just end up resting it anyways. Yeah. I have to defend 3 swings, though. I have 1 swing, so I have to defend 2 swings total. But I think I definitely block that. So this is the first swing. I need to defend myself from 1 more swing. I can't defend myself from this one. That's rough. I think I lose here. He probably just swings into me, all of his Don. Or not. We'll see what he does. I have a big hand. He might figure that I have a Gum Gum Giant up. Ooh, 2 of those is scary and rough. I can Usohachi 1. He has a ton of cards in hand too. Yeah, I think I just have to try and go for game. I'll Usohachi 1 and just swing a bunch of 7s at him. So that was the 1 Usohachi I saw him draw. He hasn't declared he's not blocking yet. If he does, I think I could possibly end game, but he has 2 Don up, and I think he probably has some counter events in hand. He's really taken his time to think about this, which makes me think he might be in a rough spot. Either way, I 100% just go for game here. I know that there's no way that I can survive another turn, and he also probably knows this. He's really taking a sweet time on this. Thank God for video editing and cutting out the quiet parts. Just chilling here, waiting. If you do like these kinds of videos where I'm playing a for fun deck or something that's not necessarily meta and not teaching me a ton, leave a comment. I would appreciate some input on that. Maybe if you have any deck lists that you'd want to recommend, let me know. If you have any questions about the deck, leave them in the comments. Like the video, Hit that bell button. Okay, so we get an event here, which is exciting. That I think he's out of events maybe after that. He might be trying to do the math on... Yeah, I think I might have game. Fingers crossed, we'll see. We're both at 0 life. That was amazing. Let's go. Heck yeah. That's a great way to show off the deck, beating one of the strongest decks in the meta. And yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't do that crazy combo. Maybe I'll do another video and try and get it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a ton of fun playing this deck. It is always a blast to play my favorite deck. I actually forgot to save when I put in these Professor Clovers. So that game was without the Professor Clovers and without the 1-cost searcher. It did pretty well still into one of the strongest decks in the current meta. I think the opponent played decently, but stoked on that ending, stoked on that win. I think the deck performed amazingly. I saw the Missile Sunday when I wanted to see it. Normally I'd search a Missile Sunday on my 3-down turn with the Darashi, but I drew it. Everything felt great. If you want to see me stream games like this where it's kind of for fun, follow my Twitch. I'll leave it in the description, and I'll try to, if I get a decent amount of feedback from this video, stream it on Twitch. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you are up to it, feel free to leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're really willing and really like my content. Thank you.